Hey, so you should have just finished watching the movie trailer for The Hobbit, which is going to be the subject of my book talk today. It was written by J.R. Tolkien. It's one of my all-time favorites. The genre is young adult speculative fiction, and I would say the age range would be anywhere from 10 to 12 to adulthood. I don't think there's a cap on who should read it. So, of course, The Hobbit is about an unexpected journey taken by the main character, Bilbo Baggins, who is a hobbit. He is small, or hobbits are small, gentle, human-like creatures that exist in the fantasy world of Middle-earth, which was created by J.R. Tolkien. Bilbo is visited one evening by a company of dwarves who enlist him into their company to be a burglar. The reason these dwarves need a burglar is because they're returning to their long-lost home, Erebor, to reclaim a vast treasure that was stolen by a ferocious dragon, Smaug. Bilbo does not know what to expect, but embarks on the journey kind of on a whim. And before he realizes what he's gotten himself into, he is whisked into an adventure much different than the comfortable home life he is used to in the Shire. The company is led by Thorin Oakenshield. He's the displaced king of this lost kingdom that they're going to reclaim, and also the treasure that they seek. The journey to face Smaug leads Bilbo and the dwarves through a treacherous forest, under the dark mountain pathways infested by goblins and their goblin king, and eventually the fierce dragon Smaug himself. Bilbo recovers a lost relic while escaping from the creature Gollum under the mountains, which will lead to another adventure, of course, if you're familiar with the stories. That's another adventure in and of itself. So the dwarves have to rely on Bilbo to match wits with the clever Smaug as he guards his stolen treasure. And then the dwarves have to face the vengeful goblins as they seek penance for their fallen king. So this is the premise of the story. When I first read this book when I was in junior high, probably 5th or 6th grade. It made an immediate impression on me, and it's always held a special place in my heart. I think it's a great introduction to adolescents to the genre of fantasy. Matter of fact, this book basically became the archetype for how this type of fantasy, high fantasy, is written. J.R. Tolkien basically laid the foundation for that. It's been made into a movie. Obviously, they had the Lord of the Rings first, in the early 2000s, and then The Hobbit here recently. And it's a staple in modern pop culture. I think most people know at least what The Hobbit is now and have heard of it. So the themes within the story are timeless. You have the fight versus good and evil, how greed can distort good people when it goes unchecked, and how someone small in stature and seemingly insignificant can make a huge difference in the world. So, interesting facts. Tolkien wrote this book after fighting in World War I. And even though the story takes place in the fantasy world of Middle-earth, it's meant to reflect the truths of our world. Good versus evil is very evident, and it's very easy to see who's the good and who's the bad, mostly. And the fact that such a small character plays such an important role is for a purpose. He's trying to. It's a symbol within the novel. So to stop evil, you don't have to be an important person, a famous person, or a powerful politician. You only need to do what is right in everyday things. And so I'll leave you with this. It's a quote from the book, a character in the book, Gandalf. And he says, "Some believe it is only great power that can hold evil in check. But that is not what I have found. I have found that it is the small, everyday needs of ordinary people that keep the darkness at bay. Small acts of kindness and love." So with that, I would definitely suggest you go out and read The Hobbit if you haven't. I would say read the book even if you've seen the movie, because the book is different. Thank you very much.